Hey, what's up? This is Brad with Fateless, and we have gotten a ton of feedback in our Discord server. So over there on the Fateless Discord server, we have a section where anybody can contribute input as to what they like or don't like about the kind of games we are going to be developing, with our first big project being an RPG hero collector that is turn-based combat. So what we did was we went through all of those threads and read all of that feedback, and then we crunched it into this document that you see over here, where it has about 3 pages of the different bullet points that came from a summary of all of that feedback. So to keep you in the loop, I will go through all of these bullet points just really quickly, give you the summary, and then I'm going to show you some of the polling that we've done on Discord, where we try to figure out what is most important to people and let them vote on the stuff that means the most to them. So let's get started and quickly read through some of the feedback here. Skyrim-esque specific guild quest lines with certain quest lines and objectives. Clan versus clan objectives to clear another clan's defense, like sieges, with a chat room where 2 clans can smack talk. So actually having clan versus clan mechanics instead of just resource dumping against each other. Avoid locking exclusive champions that can never be earned again if someone started playing late or missed out. Champion loadouts to easily switch between different builds for each champion. That is something that's definitely on our radar and very important to us to implement if we can. Allow clan leaders to chat with someone who applies to join before accepting them. That's sometimes a little bit annoying. Someone applies to join your clan and you have no way of talking to them, like, hey, how long have you been playing, or anything like that. You can't interact until you accept them. So a way to get people in touch before they actually end up in the same team. That's a good one. Annual account statistics and a yearly review summary format for each player to see their stats laid out over time. Co-op battles to play together at the same time as a friend or clanmate. Avoid boring rewards like 50,000 silver being somewhere like a Hydra clash. A guild community hall mechanic for everyone to level up and earn bonuses working together with friends and helping each other. So instead of your own individual like Great Hall account wide upgrades mechanic, having something that to progress with your friends or your clanmates. Friendly battles so that clanmates and friends can test their teams versus each other. I know for me personally, that's something I would love to have in these games. So that is also definitely on our radar. Energy above max still generates, just at a reduced rate instead of being so hard capped. That's a very interesting one that I didn't really think of myself, and if we can implement that, I think that would be super cool. Ability to replay or review campaign cutscenes or lore content. Short tutorial with the option to skip instead of being forced. I know for me, I always skip the tutorials. I just want to go in and play as soon as possible. So that is something we'll try to work out if we can. A test mode for dungeons and content to try a team without spending any resource, where there would also be no rewards given, just to try out new ideas and other teams. That's a great idea. In-game bonuses for interacting with the community, watching content creators, etc. Cross-platform with only one login that's compatible everywhere for the player. We do definitely want to be cross-platform on release. We want to at least have mobile, obviously, and then also a PC client. Champions that can summon minions, voiceover for tutorial and campaign lore elements. Players being able to choose a champion that is permanently added to an area with goals that they can work towards for acquiring them, so that at least people can get that one champion they really desire without any RNG. Yeah, that would be great. You know, if you've got that one champion that you have your eye on in a game with 300 plus champions, you might never be able to get them. So at least giving people like that one champion where you can really work hard towards knowing that you can get. That is a pretty cool idea. Graphic awareness for epilepsy. We definitely want to take account epilepsy and color blindness and make sure we are doing as best we can developing with these different things in mind. Flawless victory and a fatality mechanic for something from something like Mortal Kombat for PvP. I like that. A way to reset champions that were invested in, at least for beginners and new accounts. Yep, we're seeing some games do that in the industry because we don't want people to feel bad for building champions, especially when they're new. So if that's something we can pull off, we definitely will. Character skins that actually change the champion, like give them a new affinity. Ability to trade in at least some capacity, even if it's limited. That's really tough to pull off in hero collector games, but it is something on our radar. Faction reputation that can be earned using champions from a faction to get certain bonuses. Character storyline and evolutions as they get stronger and stronger. A main base or stronghold to develop that is unique to each account. Passive questing by placing vault champions somewhere or some way to make champions in the vault useful. Stat screen for each champion tracking their total damage dealt, like PvE kills, PvP kills, etc. Skill-based normalized PvP mode. And that's definitely a big talking point in these kind of games. Obviously, the pay to win involved with PvP. So that is something on our radar that we're at least discussing. Fast to sell gear or loot filter that auto sells based on parameters the player sets. Ability to multitask, like level up champions while your dungeon team is doing a run in a smaller sized window. Unique, name, special, exclusive gear, visible gear on champions. A team builder window instead of having to build each champion separately for a certain team that you are trying to put together and trying to keep track of. Clans able to replace an inactive leader. Ways to pull shards as a community where others watch your summoning results. More synergies with crit rate and crit damage to make it more appealing in other situations rather than just nuking. Elemental or type synergy. Permanent login rewards, endless wave progression mode, clan boss with targetable areas that can be taken down first to cripple the boss in some way, like hurt the feet to lower its speed, manual reset of the campaign to prestige and re-clear it with tougher parameters to get bonus rewards and give endgame players a reason to try and clear the campaign again. I'm an old school gamer. I love some of those older mechanics in things like Call of Duty where you can prestige and do like the new game plus kind of mechanics. I really enjoy those. So that's something on our radar as well. Ability to choose either vertical or landscape orientation while playing. Training dummies or test fights. Robust achievement system. Champ placement mattering. Turn order display of allies and enemies. Champion bonus traits after they've been played a certain amount. So like after you do 1,000,000 damage by playing with a certain champion, they would unlock a new perk or something like that. Favorite / least favorite champions to select for increased and decreased odds of summoning them. Color blindness accessibility. And we are almost done here on the last page. Include an official PC client. We definitely want to do that. Upcoming event calendar in-game, visible mercy / pity system, rotatable camera view, roll a piece right there when it drops at the end of a dungeon to choose to keep or sell, live stats to see how champions are performing during a fight and not just at the end of the fight. Some games are doing that as well, and I love that, so I hope we can bring that to our game. Combat log of your recent fights and runs. The faster you clear a dungeon, it gives better rewards or more autocomplete tickets, etc. Probably to incentivize players and reward them for building faster and better teams. Better in-game clan communication system to not force Discord. Using champions you don't own temporarily from friends or clanmates. Explain and show mechanics in-game like champion multipliers. Temporary boosts from consumables. And that would be something like we see in Dragonair where you can cook food and then you consume the food to get like an account-wide boost to your attack or your accuracy or something like that. And it's temporary. It lasts like 10 minutes. Daily quests and login rewards tied to account level so that endgame players don't have quests which are boring to them. That's a really good idea. In-game tournaments that people can join to compete. Prizes for players willing to watch ads in-game so that free-to-play can get more resources by supporting the game. That one is a divisive one. Some people are like a hard no on that. They're like, I don't want to have to watch ads in the game. And then some people are like, I would be willing to watch ads and support a game that would give me free resources for doing so. So we'll probably do a poll over on the community tab and ask for some more in-depth input on that. Good battle passes, a rogue-like mode, a resource lottery. That would be something like everybody in a clan puts in 100 gems and then a wheel spins and the winner gets 3,000 gems, something like that. I don't know the legality behind that, if we can allow people to like gamble in our game, but it's an interesting idea. Account stats like PvP, fights won, dungeons cleared, etc. And boom, that is kind of the updated summary, crunch down of the feedback that we've gotten on our Discord server. By the way, keep it coming. We love the feedback and we'll keep revisiting this and we'll keep summarizing this and keeping it up to date in terms of the feedback we're getting from the community. Then I also want to pull this up right here where we further summarized into like 10 different inputs and we want to see what is most important to people in the community. So we asked people right here to select 2 or 3 that are most important to them, and then we can kind of see where people's heads at in terms of what should be the main priorities. And then you can see down at the bottom, so far the top vote getters are number 2, number 4, and number 8, which means number 2, number 4, and number 8. We've got the top 3 right now in terms of importance to the community feedback. Champion loadouts to seamlessly switch between different builds, a test mode to try out new teams and strategies without spending resource, and a visible summoning mercy system. And then it looks like the least important one on the list was going to be this one, number 1, the in-game clan alliances and clusters, which that kind of surprises me, but I guess most people are probably thinking like, you know, I use Discord anyway, and it's going to be an easy way for us to organize. So if we want a cluster, we'll do it on Discord. Now, that doesn't mean we won't have all 10 of these things in the game. We absolutely might. But what we're trying to do is figure out what is most important to players. So even though, you know, something like clan clusters and alliances in game grades out as number 10 on this poll, it doesn't mean it's something we would abandon and not even think about including in our game. We absolutely still might. So massive shout out to all of you that have been interacting in the polls that we do on the community tab, and then also those of you that are leaving feedback in the Discord server. We really appreciate it, and we will continue to monitor it. So that'll do it for this one. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.